Welcome to the 14th episode of the Silent Switch Podcast. I'm your host, Latrell. I'm here with my co-host, as always, Mr. Julian Jackson. But today, we got a special guest with us today, Julian. We got your
Yes,
own brother,
sir.
your very own brother, man. Your blood
Yeah,
brother, Mr. Alan
blood
Michael
brother.
Thomas. How you doing today, Mike?
No, I'm doing excellent, man. It's a blessed evening. I'm excited to be on here this evening and join you guys and looking forward to the podcast.
Yes, sir,
Definitely.
man. So, like I said, Mike is Julian's actual brother. He's been
Yeah.
watching. I assume he's been watching the podcast. You know what I mean, and like what he
Mhm.
saw, he just asked to hop on with us. So it's a pleasure to have you on with us today, Mike. I'm really ready to just hear what you got to say, man, and hear your perspective on all things because you I've seen you. I've grown. I've grown up with you. You helped. Actually, I'm here now because of Mike. He helped me get to college. He helped me because I remember that. I remember you, training me and helping me perfect my craft, my technique back in high school, man. So I wouldn't even be in the position one for Mike. So it's a blessing to have you on, man. I'm excited to hear what you got to say.
Definitely. We're definitely excited to have you on here, Mike. So we do appreciate you. We really do. So for our listeners, hey, Mike mean a lot to Latrell and I, so definitely.
And it's crazy. I ain't seen you in like almost a decade, man. So it's really good to see you, man. You look like
it's
you're
been a
doing
long
well.
time, man.
What's the last time you saw him, Trail? 2013?
2014, man.
2014.
My last year of high school was last 16, man. But it's a blessing, man, to see how much you've grown and how much you develop in your life, man. And again, it's just like I said, it's a blessing. Definitely.
Yeah, I remember being out there at Westgate with y'all. Call myself training. Little did I know, it'll lead to, training on a bigger level as far as coaching high school football. But yeah, I remember you guys just been out there, man, working hard, and that's what it's all about. You guys being inspired and motivated, and that's why I enjoy being out there with you guys. A lot of nowadays, a lot of kids, they say they want to be successful, but how much you willing to sacrifice, how much work you willing to put in, and so I was inspired to coach because of you guys, because you two want to get out there and want to put in the work where everybody else is, at home sleeping or playing games or partying, doing whatnot. So I appreciate you guys motivating me. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be in the position I am and where I'm at now, currently coaching.
That's good, man.
So Mike.
Oh, my bad.
One thing real quick, Trail. That silent switch, Mike had the silent switch. He actually taught me the silent switch back in middle school of just, I remember one time I was just like, hey, how can I be a good football player? He's like, you got to do these push-ups. I was like, I really don't want to do though. And then I remember one time we was on the bench and he's like, you want to be a stronger football player, you got to get on the bench. I remember I was on the bench, dropped the weight on me. I was like, man, I don't want to do this no more. So I had to learn the silent switch, but Mike taught it to me.
That's crazy, man. But like I said, it's good to have you on, Mike. So basically, since it's your first time on as a guest, man, we'd like for you to kind of introduce yourself, man. Tell us a little bit about your background, the things you experienced, pretty much your perspective on life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so right now I'm currently a fifth grade teacher. High school state champion. Went to play football at Ole Miss and SEC, and so. It's funny how life works. We all, I think all three of us on here, along with other millions of people in the world, have these big dreams and aspirations of, I want to grow up to be an NFL player or NBA player, or, even grow up to be somebody, and failing to realize that, you can still be somebody even though you didn't reach your dreams that you had inspired to be. So, I want to be an NFL player. I always want to work with kids. And so when I got to school, I realized that, man, I realized football wasn't working out. And I said, I still want to work with kids. So, I did speech pathology at Ole Miss. But then when I transferred to Troy and I finished up my degree there, they didn't offer that. And so I ended up somehow getting to teaching, which is funny because that's the last thing I want to do. I tell my kids at school, man, all the time, I hated school. I couldn't stand school. We used to skip it. But, the one last place that you thought you would end up, that's what God ended up putting me in. So
back in school.
Back in school, man. But, I love it, man. I love being around my kids every day. It's funny you're talking about inspiration and seeing life through the lenses that we walk through and live daily. And I consider it a blessing, man, that I'm able to pour into kids daily. And, it's funny how God works because I don't have kids and aspirations of becoming a father one day, but it's all in God's hands. But now I'm able to be a father figure to hundreds of kids daily. And so, I enjoy that. And then coaching football, of course, y'all know sports. We're that natural competitor within us. So, a lot of us, we still competitive. And, through coaching, through the lens of coaching, I'm still able to appease that athletic competitiveness there. So even though I can't compete, as we talk about through the lens of coaching, I'm still able to go out there and still compete.
Definitely.
That's good, man. So that's why I say I'm so like excited, man, to hear your perspective because you came from a very diverse background, man. Like you said, you started off as a college football player with aspirations to make it to the NFL, make it big, and do all that things. But life came and life was life. You know what I mean? And kind of
Yeah.
like you said, changed your trajectory and your plans in life. But that's how life works sometimes. You don't always go as you plan. But like you said, I like how you said like it's all in God's hands. Like God put you where he needs you to be at. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel like, I've started to learn as I got older. Like God, once you really put that faith and trust in God, he's going to direct your path. It might not look like you plan for it to look. It might not look, as, this seamless thought out plan that you have in your head, but it's going to be all for your good. I'm so happy to see that, you're thriving in your environment you're in right now. And, you're still trying to grow and learn as a man. We definitely need more black men in the education back and field. Definitely.
And that's I definitely like how Mike just shared like in his lenses like every day of like being in the classroom. And that's something that me and my brother Mike talk about all the time is, those stories of, impacting the lives of, students or certain students that really, had that really like tug at your heart, And so for Mike, he's always been somebody, just off being his brother, he always been somebody that's always been caring. And, we always talk Trail in the podcast is like Julian, like he's so caring, this and that. That comes from, that comes from my siblings. That comes from Mike, my brother Mike, it comes from my brother Ryan, of just being individuals who always put others first and who always, have a listening ear. And Trail, we can go back to just, we talked on the South Switch podcast of me being, at the lowest of the lows. And, Mike was that one individual that was just like, hey, bro, like, don't come to my house, man. Come, I got this room right here. He's like, things gonna get better, And I remember, we talking about lenses right now, life, like lenses of life, life not lenses. But I remember one time, like when Mike was like going to school, like he said, a teacher, and I saw Mike in his lens of playing ball. Like I said, he won state championship. I was in 7th grade. Saw when he did that. It was a big moment for me. That was actually the first time I ever had a Chick-fil-A sandwich. So Mike allowed that to happen. I had never had one of those before.
Crazy.
Buddy.
Exactly, bro. But I remember just being done with playing college football and being done with like everything. And I remember just, Mike was like, at the time I ain't had no whip. I used to have my old car, but when I went to go stay with Mike, he told me we drove to work. And I was riding with him in the car, and just fresh done with school, and I'm just so sad and everything. And he was just had his gospel music playing. He was talking about being a teacher and all that stuff. And in my lens, I was like, wow, like this is amazing, But that really like inspired me, to kind of look at life in a different way. To say like, okay, this is how your life was before. Like let's start looking at life in a different way. Because I saw somebody who, was a baller, did great things in, the game of sports, not only on the field, but also off the field, and inspired me to, like do the same,
Right.
I don't know if we lost him or not. Can you see him?
No, I cannot see him.
Okay.
All right.
Mike, can you hear us?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He's still with us.
Yeah, we can't see him. But
okay.
We're going to keep pushing.
Okay.
I really like everything you guys, said. And I really like, how you guys already kind of hit on the topic of lenses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You guys' perspective and lenses. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Life through our lenses. So basically that means very self-explanatory. Like how we're going to speak about how we see life through our lenses, the lenses of our perspectives right now. It changes throughout your life. You know what I mean? Like throughout, the challenges, obstacles, the paths you take, it changes your lenses. You know what I mean? Like so my lenses now as a 28-year-old man, as a father, as a a man of God, as a a person that's transitioning to a new career field, my lenses are totally different than I was when I was a 16-year-old kid that just wanted to play ball and do whatever. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have a care in the world, but now I have so much responsibility. It changed the way I look at life. It changed the way like I attack life. I mean, so I have a different level of, of responsibility, different level of just commitment to myself and the things I do. So we're gonna talk. That's really what we're gonna touch on today, just how that can change over your lifespan and how like different experience and environments can really impact your lenses.
And your lens is like we were talking about this before we started the podcast today. It's like your lens is it's like a movie. Everybody has their movie, right? And so the lens of like your everyday, like every moment in your life, and so that also we're gonna share just like how's our life look every single day. What are the things that we're doing every day? What are the challenges that we have? What are the things that we are great at? What are the things that we I look at every day? So definitely, I think this is a great topic. Definitely excited to hear about Mike's, his lenses, hear about your lenses, Trail, and also just share mine because 3 different lenses. Like you said earlier, Trail, 3 different places. Trail is in Nashville. Mike is in in Alabama, and I'm in North Carolina. So for us to have 3 different lenses, I mean, even like the weather. I mean, our lenses are different. Dealing with the weather right now.
Exactly.
So it's gonna be unique.
Mike, is it cold down there right now in Alabama?
No, I'm about in the 60s, man. It's not too bad. You wake up in the morning, it's like in the
That's crazy.
43, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
Man, I wish we could say that. It's 30-some degrees right now. So.
Yeah. It's like 40 here. Oh yeah.
Small things like that. Like, hey, that could change your lenses too. Like, it's cold outside. It changes how I want to operate. Do I want to wake up at 5 in the morning to go outside and work out? I don't know. But like, if it was 70 degrees, it'd be a lot easier to do that.
Hey, and doing your lenses, like you go outside with no jacket on, you walk right back in the house and put a jacket on. That's funny.
Yeah, out here, we don't gotta put no jacket on. It's still hot by the afternoon, about 75. So
I think that's crazy. It's always like that in Alabama, boy.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like, Mike, do you even have like a big winter coat? Because you probably don't even need it.
Nah, man. My mom's down here.
Mike rock a hoodie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Living jackets in there.
Yeah.
It don't get cold enough in the jacket.
Oh yeah.
No.
Exactly. Man. But let's go on and hop into the topic. So I'm gonna throw it to you guys, and I want you to just talk about like your really, how do you guys want to do? You want to start with like when you grow up into now, or do you want to just talk about your lenses right now? How do you feel? You want to talk about like your lenses now, or like the whole spectrum of your life?
We could probably just talk about like now, and then kind of go to like let everybody share now, and then just go back to just talk about how we grew up.
Okay.
So I definitely was like share with like hear what y'all have to say with like y'all lenses. You want to start with Mike?
Yeah. Mike, you want to start off first, man? So basically, just talk about your life experience you've been dealing with now, like your perspective, your lenses now, and like how it's like shaped you as a man, as a person.
Yeah. So my lenses now, is the way I try to live every day is through the lenses of Christ. So try to think. It sounds cliches, but what would Jesus do? Think about in the Bible what Jesus said, with loving kindness have I drawn unto you. And so that's the way I try to live my life, and approaching people and loving people, in spite of their ways, or in spite of how they may come off. I try not to judge people, like even people that may wrong me. You still have to love people, and so that's kind of how I base my life daily. I wake up and ask God to let me be a blessing to somebody, or someone be a blessing to me in this day. So I'm always, seeking Him and seeking His direction. And that don't mean we perfect. Nobody perfect. I mean, we're gonna have our shortcomings. We're gonna have our failures, but we strive to do things in an excellent manner. Mm-hmm. And so, I look at my role, especially as a teacher. Teachers serve. We're here to serve the students, and I know at times, especially those who've been in education, you get it twisted and think, well, they're here for me, but nah, at the end of the day, we're really there for the kids. We're there to teach them. Mm-hmm. And so, we think about Jesus when He came, and He took on the role of a servant. Even though He's a king, He's the king of the, the universe, He's creator, but, He took on the humble role of a servant. Mm-hmm. He came to serve people. And I think, at least I know for me, that's where I'm at in my life now. I'm here to help serve in any capacity that I need to serve to help others have a better life. Help them to know Christ. It's a cool thing when you say, we got 3 different lenses, but at the same time, we all can see that, God is He's omnipresent. He's present, and we can see him in each and every single one of our lives, how he's working and how he's using us to be a blessing to other people. So I love kids, man. I talk about my kids like they my own. I have a couple kids, they call me dad, and so it's like, like I told my kids, that's amazing to hear that, man, because, I know me and Julian, we grew up without our fathers there in the picture, and that's something that a lot of African American, not only males, but as well as females deal with there, and then having that void and that loneliness there and that empty feeling, and so just to be able to be honored and respected in that level for somebody to call you that mean a lot to me. So I try to encourage the kids. I tell them I love them every day. They need to hear that, and I think kids need to hear that a lot because I always tell mine, I can count on one hand how many times I heard it especially from my father. So it's like, I wasn't used to that growing up. But, like I said, daily, I just try to, encourage people, love on people. And, let God lead me, man. Like I say, we're not perfect. We're going to have our shortcomings. We have our failures. But, at the end of the day, we pick ourselves up and we continue to strive for excellence.
Definitely. Hey, Mike, real quick, like how does daily life look for you? So if you don't know, like Mike, is really involved in this church. He is coach, a teacher. How's a daily, just a day look like for you? And also, if you don't know Mike's wife as well, she's a coach, teacher. She's in the church as well. So how does that look like for you?
Honestly, man, it's giving freely of myself. I think sacrifice, that's a lot. That's the word that comes to play. Sacrifice about my time, my energy, my efforts. And doing it in a manner that's not, begrudgingly, but doing it cheerfully. And the Bible says God love a cheerful giver. And so, something we always talk about is, giving cheerfully and freely of ourselves, but at the same time learning how to learn that balance. Because, if we get out of balance, too much of a good thing could be a bad thing. So, learning how to keep things in balance. So we talk about things like marriage, where, learning how to not neglect my wife, or not neglect the house get dirty, things like that. But a lot of sacrifice, man. I mean, most days I leave here, especially during football track season, I don't make it back to probably 12 hours later. So,
man,
and then church,
that's crazy.
That's a whole nother
thing.
So,
Mike, let me ask you a question.
But as far as church
work, man, it sounds like you.
Oh yeah, I'll keep going.
You hear me?
We have some, yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. I'm sorry, but as far as like church, once again, just
technical problems right now.
Okay, y'all can hear me?
No, I don't think I can hear you, Trey. But Trey was trying to ask you a question.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
What's your question, Trey?
I was gonna say, Mike. So it sounds like you were very strong, like man of faith, man of God. Like, where did that start? Like, where did that come from? This passion, desire to follow Jesus and be this man of God.
Oh, a strong faith started my wife, man. I first met my wife. I wasn't trying to go to no church, man. Church was boring. I wasn't trying to go, but of course,
Mike fell asleep. He fell asleep in church a couple of years when he was younger.
Oh yeah,
Mike used to be asleep in church.
Yeah, we couldn't stand it growing up, man. Once again, it's funny to talk about it like at the beginning of the episode. The one place that you think God, that you would be, God had you back in that place. But it started with my wife, man, and she, of course, went to church, and she wanted me to go to church, and I look at it as God used her as the bait, and the real me in, and so just over life experiences, man. Like when you hit rock bottom and it wasn't nothing but God that brought you through the situation. And I think that's why a lot of times in life we go through hardships so he can get our attention. Because, if things are always going well, we may not pray, we may not seek him as we should. But it's through the experiences that, your faith becomes stronger.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's good, man. I really like everything you said, Mike. It's just so good to have, another, strong black man that's content and strong in their faith, man. That's something like we don't see very often, especially in our community. We see like, the glamorization of, all the stuff, the culture of black people is something that, we need to work on. But it's very good to see like men like Mike out there, man, that, cares about people, cares about God, that cares about helping the kids, the youth. We need more people like that. Not just black people, just people in general. So like, it's so good to hear that, your perspective on that. And it's so crazy how many different lenses Mike has. So not only has the Christian lens that kind of like shape his worldview, but he also has the teacher lens, and that shapes how you views like being a father and rearing the youth and taking care of kids that way. And also he has the lens of being a husband. You know what I mean? That changes his thought process as well. You know what I mean? So all those different lenses, Mike, that you have, it makes you see the world differently than I can, than Julian can. You know what I mean? And that's just unique to everybody. So that's just a good thing to see.
Definitely.
I guess for me, you want to go next, Julian?
You definitely, sure, yeah.
Okay.
What's your lens?
So my lenses, man, for me. So like I said earlier, I'm 28. I've recently turned 28, and when that happens, it just feels
like old now.
I feel like every birthday you have, it feel like dang, like it just feels so much older. It feels just I don't know. I just feel like totally different than I was when I was 27. Nothing really changed. I just feel like I mean, I feel like I'm finally coming to myself as a man. I can finally see myself as an adult now. Because technically, I've been an adult for the past
10 years.
Yeah,
Just turned 18.
Now I feel like now I'm finally starting to feel like an actual adult, man, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm 28, and so like for me, my job I do now, I help like this company. We do basically what we do. We do insurance services for like poor and elderly and very sick individuals. So we help them get connected with health resources and things like that. And that's been really changing my thought process and my way of viewing the world, because I'm like, man, I hear and talk to so many people that's like going through it. Like they either have some severe mental, physical disabilities, they have poor, I'm talking about like don't have nothing. Like I talked to this one lady earlier today, she was about to lose her house, lose her home. Like she's like, I just need some help. Like, and I told her about like we have clinical psychiatrists on our staff as well. So I was telling her about that. She's like, I really need some grief counseling. I really need that. I'm struggling. She said she lost her brother. She's got this illness she's dealing with and stuff like that. So it shows you like so many people out there, with less than what we have, and going through so much that we couldn't even imagine. So it always made me more grateful for the blessings I have in my life, but two, just showing like we need people out there helping these people. That's why God bring us together as community. That's why the church is not only just a religious building, but it's a community of people. We have to build each other up and help each other. And that's why I feel like to me that's one of the main teachings Jesus was preaching: love and community, helping others. You know what I mean? So this job is very opened my eyes to that, made me more compassionate, more empathetic to that. Another one of my lenses, I would say, like I'm going back to school to get my master's in mental health counseling. So that's kind of like something I've been trying to think about doing for the past couple of years, but I finally, got the motivation, drive, thanks to my brother Julian, to actually go back there and do that. And that's really been changing my perspective on things too. Like just going back to school, it makes life a little bit more, I would say, hectic and a little bit more challenging, but it's also rewarding too. Every day I log on and finish a course or a task, I feel like, I'm progressing and moving in life. And my path, the guy laid out for me is getting more clear day by day. So that's another thing that's been really, keeping me motivated as well too. Also, I'm a dad. Like I said earlier, I'm a father. I have a 4-year-old. She just turned 4, like a 4-year-old daughter. And that's really changed my perspective. Because prior to my daughter and after my daughter, two totally different trails. Like I've grown, I've developed from having a child, because it just showed me, one, the beauty of life, but also like for me personally, to be like a dad to a daughter, you got to kind of like, tone down aggressiveness. You got to tone down, like, you got to be more softer. You got to be more gentler. You got to be more caring and affectionate. You know what I mean? Things like I never thought was associated with masculinity before. Now I can see like, okay, you to be a full person, you had to have these things. Have my daughter actually help me develop those things too.
Definitely. I definitely like how you shared those things, Sherelle. And like you said, just the different lenses that you have every day. And that's just many of the the lenses Trill has. He didn't even share that he goes to boxing, he does boxing classes, and and he is in the gym consistently, and he's doing this podcast. That's one of the lenses as well. So I always when I talk to Trill all the time, I always tell him like you really are balancing out a lot of stuff, and and you do a great job at it. And so just going off like what you said, Trill, and what you said, Mike, is really just, we said in previous episodes, it's like our career, our job, is a big piece of our lives. And if that is what's, like is making you go every day, it's like you're serving a purpose, you're doing God's work through your, through your career, through God is working through you to help others, to listen to others. And so I really, really just wanted to, thank y'all for what y'all do. Thank y'all for what y'all do for y'all communities. Thank y'all for what y'all do, for future generations. And so y'all really like, I always tell y'all, tell you Trail this, and I always, I'm telling Mike on the podcast beginning, like I really do thank y'all for helping me become the person that I am. Because it allowed me to, look at the different lenses of life. Like I said earlier, Mike, you being an educator, fresh out of college, made me realize like, hey, maybe I could do education too, And I remember just, before becoming an educator, I was so scared, I'm asking Mike, like, man, you think I could be able to teach, in front of these high school students? Like, bro, you got it. Like, you just go and just try your best. They don't like you, they don't like you. If they do, they do. But that was real scary. But actually, it allowed me to, look at life in a different lens. And so for me, the lenses that I have is, like I said, I'm a husband, I'm a, father. And then, I just had two little girls now. So like you said, Terrell, they really, they really soften you up. They really make you, really make you look at life and appreciate life. And so for me, just looking at those things, like doing those things daily, especially being a husband daily, is like really, focusing on the small things, like you said, Mike. And just really being intentional with everything that I do, like paying attention to, my family, paying attention to my wife, making sure that, she has a smile on her face, making sure that I'm able to, support her in whatever way I can support her. And it's so funny because I'm really doing that now because, like, say my wife just had a little girl. But like anytime, like, is there anything I could do better? And it's just like I changed the diaper today. I went to go get a bottle every 3 hours throughout the night. Yeah. Is there anything else I can improve on? Like I'm talking to a coach or something. Yeah. Sorry, playing time. But that's what really kind of drives me to be that. And so in my lenses, I look at it like that with like my marriage. I look like I look at life like that with my little girls. And so like I'm always asking like Juliana, which is my oldest, just like, hey, is daddy doing a good job? She's like, Dad, you doing a great job. I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
But just looking at life in those different, in them lenses. But then also just my career that I have. And so for the people who know out there, like I work for MMS, I was a Minority Male Success Initiative. I go, my goal in my career, my job is to help, inspire, minority male students to graduate from college to make sure they stay in college, to make sure I support them, during their time in college. And so for me, is people always say like, "Are you an advisor?" I'm like, nah, don't ask me what classes to take, But if you need some help figuring out like what you want to do with your life, you need some help doing research and finding different careers. If you need help, just having somebody just to talk to daily, it was so funny because like today I was leaving work and I'm like most driving home from work, and so I got my phone. And I remember the first time I first started my job, everybody's like, don't give anybody your personal number, like any of the students your personal number, just talk to them on the office phone. And so that's not who I am. I'm a personal person. So they got my numbers. I'm calling them on the way. I'm like, I haven't talked to such and such in like 5 days. Let me call and check on, see how you doing. Let me check and see how how school is going, how life is going, how work is going. But it just gives me so much. It gives me so much excitement. It gives me. It shows me how much truly caring about somebody, how much it makes a difference. And so when I'm looking at all my my life and all those different lenses, that's the goal, is to make a difference. The goal is to really like be there, be present, and really embrace the moments. And because I might could be on all these different things, but I realize if I could just focus on small things and give them all those small things while I'm there, it'll put a smile on my face. I'll be so happy, But yeah, that's some of my lenses. I feel like I was talking like Will Smith or something, but yeah.
No, you good, man. What you said was hitting. It was powerful. Like, and I really like, the thing I was thinking about, listening to what you guys were saying, just it's crazy how God can get everybody different passions and talents, but we all working towards the same thing. And that's, we want to help people. That's what I heard. Like, we all want to genuinely help people. We want to see people succeed and, enjoy life and get everything that life has to offer. And that's just the beauty of God, like how you can put people in different places in different areas, man, and how we can use our own lenses and experience, man, to help others. And we can, hopefully we do that and they pass that torch on to somebody else, man, to keep going. That's really what I want to do. I feel like the topic we talking about today, inspiration. I feel like that's what we really want to do. We want to inspire other people. We all know, like, at some point God can call us home. This is gonna be over. And we want to leave that legacy of inspiration so somebody else can see how we live our life and emulate that and pass it on to the next person. That's, to me, that's the definition of being an inspiration to somebody. Being able to live a life that's worthy of emulating, that's worthy of following, and worthy of, saying, man, like, I really like how you did that. Can you teach me how you get to this place in your life? How do you get to this place where you can love yourself, love others, and love God like that? And we can. I feel like we continue doing the things we're doing. We can definitely reach that point in life.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like what you said about being present. That's a big thing there. Like you say, I tell you, I'm here for you. I can say things, but it's a difference when you're able to be present, and whether it's just listen to somebody or help them through their situation. Sometimes your presence is just as much as words of encouragement. So that's definitely amazing that you're able to do that through the different lenses that you and then Latrell, with being a father, and then helping, as he said, the homeless lady, just being present. To hear it on the phone, we can help you with this, but combining and putting the face with the words, that means a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
And it shows that somebody cares, that somebody's listening, because we in this world, we feel like we're alone. At times we're actually alone, we feel alone. With times we in a room full of people and still feel alone. So being able to show somebody like, like they're talking, they like, you actually care. Or like, even if you talk to somebody and, it comes out, even me and Trey always talk about this all the time, like we were younger, like, if things come up, you'd be like, bro, you actually remember that? Yeah, bro, listen to what you said, so it means something to you because like that person actually cared about me, actually cared about, what I'm going through. Yeah.
Right.
I feel like it's all everybody wants, man, to be seen and heard. Like, hey, my presence on this earth means something. You know what I mean? That you see me, you validate me. I feel like everybody's searching for it in their own way. They can lead you down some dark paths if you don't have the right guidance. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to guide people the right way. It starts with God first. Like everything we all do can only be done through God. Like I know I'm not the man I am now without that. Like people ask how do you get to this point in life? How do you become so driven in this? I'm like, man, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I'll let to my own devices, I don't know where I'll be right now. I feel like really my life started to change, to develop when I found that my peace in God and my faith, like truly faith, not just my religious practice, but my faith in God. That personal connection I have with him, that truly changed my life. Cause it made me see like the bigger picture. Like it's more than just me, my struggles. We all connected, but we just don't kind of see that. Sometimes you gotta take the veil from your eyes and look around like, man, we all going through the same things. Why are we pushing each other down? We should be building each other up.
This life is bigger than me.
Exactly, man. It's bigger than us. So I'm just thankful, man, to have the space where we can talk about things like this, man, and grow as men together.
Yeah, definitely. And like Mike, like you said earlier, Trail, just like really having, you know, relationship, you know, with Christ. And I remember Mike, that was something that he was pointing to me, you know, when I was going through the tough times, and I was just like, I'm all right. And, you know, I just want to thank you, you know, for back then, because it really kind of, it set that, you know, a foundation for me to say, if I truly want to change my life, I truly want to become a man of God, you know, then I got to start doing these things. And so it's crazy because, like you said, Trail, like, it becomes who we are. And so, like, I catch myself now when I'm talking to students, I'm talking to, like, you know, anybody, and I'm passionate about it. I'm like, man, if it weren't for, I don't know where I'd be. You know what I'm saying? They're like, who you
Yeah,
pointing? I'm like, my God, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But it mean it gives you it's so, I mean, it's so life changing. It's so life changing.
yeah. Well, that's the beauty of it, man. We all can, look back. And that's why I say, it's
Yeah.
all about the experiences. I
Mhm.
can tell the trail. Well, God, He's good. Man, He been good to me, but till He has that experience for Himself. Then not only will He know it, but then when somebody try to say, well, God ain't this way. Guess what? You may not think that, but I know He done for me.
Oh yeah.
I know when I was at my lowest moment, Mama can save me, or, Daddy can save me, or brother can save me, or
Yeah.
people trying to encourage me, but it didn't. Everything they said, didn't matter. But now,
Mhm.
I'm better than I was before.
Right.
That's great, man. That's just like I said, man. This is so like inspiring, man, to hear you guys' perspective and lenses because it just shows me like we all going in the same direction, man. We all just trying to be the best people we can. That's how like our perspectives really shape our lives moving forward. And I'm just excited to see what God gonna take us, man, in the next
Mhm.
couple of years, man, and how we really gonna impact people's lives, man, and really change, our communities for the better. So I
Yeah.
just want to encourage you guys to keep doing what you guys doing because it sounds like you're doing some amazing things. If nobody ain't told y'all that, y'all doing some amazing things. Just keep doing that. Like God has a path and a direction for all of us, and I just want us to keep going towards that. Like that's why I'm so glad we're doing this right now because it gives us a time to reflect on that. Sometimes in this busy world, you don't have time to sit back and reflect on everything God has done and has been doing in your life. But like moments like this, man, we had time to really break bread and talk it out, and speak about that stuff, man. It makes you realize, like, dang, I have been doing a lot. Not only my life, but the people around me. And that's just special to see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And yeah. And I just thought about, when we were just talking about this whole time, and I know I keep going back to just those examples of, God. And I just remember, I was talking to one of my students the other day, and he was just talking, these are 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, some 22, some are, 30 plus. And I was talking to one of them, and he was just like, how are you able to be so open? Trey, we kind of talked about it. He's like, how are you able to be so open about your downfalls? How are you able to be so open about the things that didn't go right in your life? He's like, how are you able to talk about those things? You talk about the great things that happen, but you talk about those things that made you want to give up. He's like, how are you able to do that? I said, because, I wouldn't be doing God's work if I don't share those things with you. I wouldn't be doing God's work if I feel like I'm this perfect person. I'm doing God's work because God allowed me to get out of it. So, God may be talking to you through me. You know what I'm saying? And so, that's just, that's what, God does that, like you said earlier, Mike, it might have to be your own experience that you have to finally come to it. Like you said, like back then it might have been my own experience, like come to it. But, just you putting that seed in my head, like over and over, like, man, you ready? He ready for. I remember Mike said everything. When you ready, he waiting for you. When you ready.
yeah. Like I
He
ain't
used to
trying to do that
say,
right now.
he used to say every day, Joe, when you ready, I'm like,
Yeah,
I said, bro, I said, bro, I'm ready, but just give me some time. He said, yeah, I'm gonna give you some time. He said, I'm gonna give you some time.
like you say, man. Think about the
Yeah.
scripture. It says, one man planteth, another man water, but God bring forth the increase. And so, in other words, we all, may plant a seed, we may water it, but at the end of the day, God can get the increase from it. So that's one thing I
Yeah.
learned. You can kind of get frustrated with trying to encourage people because, like, well, dang, they don't get it, man. We all be like, well, I've been in your shoes, man. I want you to get it, and they like, They just don't get it. And we have to be okay with that because
Yeah.
we want to we want to plant the seed, water, then we want to see it come to fruition. And unfortunately, we may not ever see it come to fruition, or it may not be in that season. So,
Yeah,
like you
that's
say,
real, man.
it's a blessing to be able to hear y'all and just the men that y'all become,
I
the
appreciate
fathers.
that, man.
He saw some young
Like,
knuckleheads.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like, man, just like seeing Mike just took me back to like 10 years ago, man. I'm 18 years old, man. Just thinking like, dang, how far I've come since then to now. It's crazy to think about, man. But it's definitely something. It shows like we've been talking about the power of God, the power of like just community, having people around you to support you and uplift you, man. It's good. But I'm want to touch on the things you guys were saying about like inspiring people to go into Christianity. For me, what I've learned, what I try to do now is like just lead by example. A lot of times, like you said, man, you can't force somebody. You can't force somebody to follow Christ and have faith, man. That's an eternal thing. Like, I remember back in college, my college girlfriend at the time. One of the reasons why I even got into this, trying to be a Christian and learning about faith and stuff like that. I was like you said earlier, Mike. I wasn't trying to do that. I was doing this because she was in it. But it took me, like you said, getting to the lowest point in my life to really reflect, like, God, like, why am I here? When I start talking to God, asking questions, he started talking back to me. You know what I mean? That really started to open my eyes to what it means to have faith and what it means to be a Christian. So it took that to get me, like you said, it sometimes takes the hard falls and the obstacles that really gets you to, really open your eyes to what God's trying to say to you. And
Yeah.
sometimes, it takes people that have to go through that. You know what I mean? But just living your life by example could be better than you reading scripture or, actively praying on somebody. You know what I mean? Like you seeing how you live your life. Like, man, like how are you so strong? How you go from that to this? What's your secret? And like Julian said, you just point up God. Like that's why that what made them like, okay, I need to know more about this Jesus you serve, man. You gotta tell me about it. There's something there. You know what I mean? Like just little things like that, man. For me, I feel like that's the best way for me to go about, spreading, Jesus' word and his faith.
Oh yeah.
But man, it's been a really good topic, man. I really enjoy speaking with you guys. Like, Mike, we definitely got to have you on again, man, because you just, like I said, you're a powerful man. Like, you a strong man. You a strong man of faith, of character. You're a caring man. We need more men like that out there in the public, man, that people can see that. Like, you don't have to be all strong and tough to be a man. Like, it's okay to love on people and care about people, man, and have a heart for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we need more people like that in general in life, man. It's so good to to see the man that you continue to grow into, Mike, and just knowing you from, like I said, like when I was younger, just seeing like you still the same guy, but you've grown and matured and developed, and just seeing what God do in your life, man, it's inspirational to me, to be honest with
you. Yeah, and I think both of you said something. Key was just talking about that. Just transparency, man. Transparency is key because people can see through fake and phoniness, and so like you say. I can always tell you the good stuff, but what about the bad stuff that happened too? Not that I want to be a negative Nancy, but you open up and you share with people about your experiences because it's through that the relationships come. Because we all have walls built up within ourselves, and so if I can't trust you, then I'm not gonna open up to you. It's amazing because as a teacher, I talk to my kids, man, and they talk to me all the time, tell me stuff. And they're just like, well, you gonna talk to your mom and dad about it? Well, no, I don't feel comfortable. And I said, well, man, here it is, your own flesh and blood. This person is birthed into this world, and yet you don't feel that comfortable enough to even open up and talk to them about it. Or as we say, we flip it back to the other side where you have such a powerful influence on a person's life that they see you in a facet that they respect you enough and they trust you enough and willing to open up to you and share. Because that's a lot. I tell you now, I told them church Sunday, I'm learning how to do that now as a 33-year-old man. I'm just learning now how to really open up and share. When things are frustrating me or when things are, I'm going through situations, I'm the type of person I would normally internalize it and, keep down inside because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings or go off. But I'm learning now, like you say, how to open up and share with others. So, just for us to be able to have that type of influence on one another's lives and on other people's lives, that's not nothing we take lightly.
you. Definitely. Julie, you got anything you want to add, man, before I close this out?
I wanted to do the 5 questions real quick, just to
Okay.
yeah. Because I think the questions will be real good, just to see like what made us become this way. Just like it might be a person, it might just be just life in general. So I'm gonna ask y'all these 5 questions real quick. And y'all just give me a quick answer. It ain't gotta be none long winded. If you want to make it long winded, you can. But so here you go. We call it strong 5, something new. Who's the first person or thing that inspired you? I can start with you, Mike.
First person to really inspire me is really Ryan, man, my oldest brother.
Yeah.
I said, man, I follow him there, man. But I even tell the kids today, him and mom. But I remember growing up, and after he dropped out, man, he would, work, and he'll bring the check home, and then he would give his check so mom could help pay the bills and provide for us. I mean, even today, I tell the kids, I don't buy nothing. I don't spend money on no clothes or shoes because man, he give it to us.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just through him doing that we are the way we are now. Where we stay willing to give freely and share with others because of him and the mom and the way that they raised us. That's just learning how to love people and being able to just give. It's just material things. You can always get more material things, but like Trail said, you doing that may change somebody's life.
Yeah.
Definitely. What about you, Trail? What's the first person or thing that inspired you?
For me, man, it had to be my grandma. She's one of the strongest people I've met. You know what I mean? Like she's just always been this hard work. I guess that's why I get my work ethic from, just watching her live her life. She used to work at Michelin Tire Company. She used to work 12-hour shifts, man. It's work in the night, and then she'll come off, get off work, sleep a little bit, and she still will be present with us. Still will take us to places. Still will go to my games. Still will make sure I had everything I need. Like she when I was in college, she was really the reason I was able to flourish in college. She paid all my bills, gave me my card to have with us. I had some way to get around. Like she made sure I was good financially. Like just having that support system really, inspired me to, keep going and keep pushing. And it's one of the reasons why I even want to go back to school, because I want to make sure like I pay off all the debt she gave to me, man. And really show her like, everything you did for me was not in vain. Like I'm gonna make something out of the life you gave to me.
Definitely. Your grandma she did some great things for you and also for me. I mean, if it weren't for her giving you that car back in the day, your boy I wouldn't have no ride to take the ACT. So I appreciate you, grandma.
Like, it's all this thing. Like, hey, that saved my life. Yeah, nothing to do.
Yeah.
Crazy.
If it weren't for her, we wouldn't have a whip to ride in back in high school.
Exactly, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one. I'm gonna say mine real quick. Person. I was gonna say Ryan. Mike, you said Ryan, but like my brother Ryan, I said he was the example for us. He was like our superhero. He really gave us. He gave us the things that we didn't have. You know what I'm saying? He really showed us. If we didn't have it, he made sure we had it. If it was shoes, if it was, the new games, if it was just somebody like to show us that we could have whatever we want in life. And he was always just that role model for us. And Ryan ain't play, so you had to make sure you was doing right. And then a non-person, I want to say just our grandma Felder. She wasn't our blood, but just somebody who came into our life when we were younger, who really just showed us that like that we can achieve things that we never thought we could achieve. This is someone who like not only like poured into our mom, but also poured into us. And she was the one who like got us out. I know she got me my signing day suit. Did you get your signing day suit, Mike?
No,
Grandma Loretta got that.
Rosie.
Grandma Rosa got them. But yeah, she was just like big for us. And like I said, all our grandmas really, God bless us with a whole, group of grandmas that poured into us, that really, was always there for us. And so that's those are individuals for me. Next question. Finish the sentence. To inspire someone, you have to Trail.
To inspire someone, you have to be able to lead, but also be able to follow.
Okay, I like that. Be able to lead, able to follow. Okay. What about you, Mike? To inspire someone, you have to
That's a tough follow up there, man. I think I say, man, he hit on the head, man. He had to be able to lead and yet follow. And he had to be able to learn, but willing to be able to accept, criticism at the same time.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm gonna go off what you just said right there, Mike. To be like to inspire someone, you have to, I say, be a human, be open, transparent. You know, you can't be, you can't inspire someone if you being fake. You know, you gotta be real. That realness, shows through your actions, shows through your words. So definitely. The third question right here: the word inspired is spelled INSPIRE. Choose one letter from the word that defines you. So one of those letters will give y'all some time. Sound like a spelling bee.
I had to spell it out of my head. I'm like, how you spell it?
I think for me, if I had to choose one letter, it would be P.
Okay.
And that word is perseverance.
Perseverance.
Learning how to
okay.
through. You're learning how to push through, learning how to persevere. So when life becomes tough, we don't quit. When you feel like, I can't go no more, I keep going and, I keep driving and it's not because of me and my strength, but, it's because of him. And as I told my kids in class yesterday, we get ready for the state testing today, that, think about the people that you love. So when you don't want to do it for yourself, I'm able to persevere thinking about grandma, thinking about grandma Phil, thinking about Ryan, thinking about those people that's poured into our lives and that sacrificed for us. I had to persevere and overcome for them, not only for me, but for them as well.
Yeah, I like that. That's good, Mike. Man, that's how I know we on the same page. He took I was literally about to say P and perseverance, Mike. It's all good. you killed it. So yeah, you said it better I could anyway. So I guess for me, man, I have to go with I, integrity. Just basically for me, just how you live your life, man. Like you live your life with integrity. No matter what happens, I can be satisfied with how my life goes. So I know I'm living my life the right way for me, to God. You know what I mean? So no matter how it looks on the outside, I know inside, internally, I'm good. Cause I'm living my life the way it should be. You know what I mean? So that it could be like you were talking about earlier, just being consistent in my disciplines, like going to work out, make sure I take care of my daughter, make sure I'm home, paying all my bills, make sure when I'm at work, I'm actually fully committed to doing the job I was, paid to do. So for me, it's definitely having that integrity, having that personal discipline, man, to always be my best self each and every day.
Definitely. I like those two right there. So for me, the word, the letter I chose was S. To be selfless, like it's something that, I always say is like selfless, like not living for, to get something in return. But living for, living to see the best in others, like I said the other day, Trey, we always talk, I just want to see, see my people win. Not just want to see people win in general. I want to see my people win. I'm saying? I want to be able to live life with those individuals who mean so much to me, If, God has blessed me with these things, I want God to bless them with the same exact things, And so like living a selfless life. And every day, I get to do that, by talking to y'all, by inspiring others. And so just really being selfless and not being about me, because Mike growing up, your boy was real selfish. So I've changed since being young.
Seen the light.
Seen the light, yeah. So he's really like worked in my life. So definitely. All right, let me see. I got two more questions for you.
Okay.
Question number 4. Who is someone in your museum of life, dead or alive, you are inspired by? This can be like, celebrities, can be this can be someone who, quote that you like. Who's somebody?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It can be somebody alive or just our biggest inspiration.
Big inspiration can be Dr. King. He had a dream. It's up to you.
Our biggest inspiration, man, mama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you look back on it, man. I mean, our life, man, we lived a crazy life, but at the same time, she made it happen.
Yeah.
We didn't go without. We had name brand stuff. We had, games But we didn't know how rough it was really till, like you said, we get older, we get back to laughing and think about some situations. You're like, well, dang, it really was rough. But just for one human being to be able to do that, I mean, we all know how hard it is now for us as we are adults now trying to, manage everyday life, bills. Then you have your own emotions that you deal with.
Mhm.
And imagine her, having not only her own things that she had to wrestle with, but then 3 other people that she was responsible for. And so, that's my biggest motivation. That's my hero, is Mom.
Mhm.
Because, like I say, she laid a foundation for us on how to, what a family is supposed to look like. Even though our family was far from perfect growing up, but we always had each other. Like our tattoos say, I'm my brother's keeper. Regardless of what happened, we may, disagree at times, but she made sure that we stayed tight at all times.
Definitely.
Oh, man, I like that. I really just like just listening to you guys talk about your life, how y'all growing up. It's just cool to see like how close you guys were, how that bond really kept you guys going through the tough times. You know what I mean? That's just good to see because we don't see that often. You know what I mean? That family truly love and care about each other. So that's it's a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah. I threw a couple of remotes to Mike growing up. PS3 remotes.
Oh boy, we
GameCube. We used to go at it, but it's
we
love
go
though.
down now.
Yeah, it's love. It's so crazy because back then it used to be so like rowdy and like always constantly like going at it, and now we all just like very like calm. It's
We
funny.
just chill now.
Yeah.
Oh man, though, you can't be throwing remotes like that. You know what I mean? You can't be doing because you paying for it.
Nah, I'm chill now.
You have to buy a new one.
Oh yeah. Because I know I got to spend my own money now. So
Exactly. It ain't your mom. You got to buy a new one. Oh man,
Yeah.
that's good. That's a good question, Julian. About this, I'm still trying to figure out how to answer. You want to go?
Yeah, I go. So for me, going off what Mike said, like it's our mom. You know what I'm saying? She really inspired us to do great things, and she's always been like our biggest fan. She was she made so many sacrifices for us, and so me. Like me and my two brothers, like Mike and Ryan, we were on the phone the other day, and we was just talking about just all the people that we grew up with, And Trey, you can you got attest to this too, the people that we grew up in school, high school with, and just thinking those individuals that you grew up with, and they're not there with you anymore. These individuals like who may have had life better than you. At times they might have had a nicer house, they might have had everything that you wish you would have had, but now that you look at your life now compared to their life, like you're here, you know what I'm saying? And so my mom always made sure that, we just like we didn't never have to worry about anything. She gave us so many experiences, of just being able to see, so many different things, in life, like traveling and things like that and moving these different places. But also she allowed us to just like, be ourselves and like, love one another. She always said like your brothers, like make sure you love your brothers, to make sure that you are close to your brothers because you don't want to be like, my sister and I. And that's something that, me and my brothers, we hold dear to our heart. Like, we are like, we constantly, calling each other. I call Mike, call Ryan. I asked him, Ryan, I call Ryan, ask him dumb questions, all type of stuff. And he like, you don't know how to do that? I'm like, you ain't teach me and Mike how to do that. He's like, how y'all know how to do that? But I do. But, it's really, it's fun because, who taught him was my mom. You know what I'm saying? Who taught Ryan how to be independent was my mom. Who taught Ryan how to be a man was my mom. You know what I'm saying? Who taught us how to be man was Ryan. So, I really, was inspired by my mom to be, and I think to be like selfless and to think like even like now that she's in nursing school, Mike, you can attest to this, is like I'm currently in my position now, like I work at community college. I see single moms every day, like at the community college, to see one of these individuals who are here as my mom, like balancing out 3 kids and still in school. I'm like, I don't know how she did it. I don't know how she made it happen, but she did. So definitely.
I could definitely attest to a good of a person your mom is because she's one of the.
She loves some trail, boy.
Yeah, she's a beautiful woman, like just a nice, caring person. Like I remember when I first met her. Like I remember the first time I came over your house. cooked me this big meal. I'm like, it's huge meal. Like, she
Yeah,
wants some
she
more
do
food.
that.
She kept like throwing food on my plate, man. I just felt like I was part of the family. I just met her.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the type of person your mom is. She's so caring and so loving. That's why I see why
Yeah.
it kind of like imprint on you guys too. How could it not?
Yeah. Definitely, Trill. So let's hear yours, Trill.
I was
Trying
trying
to
to.
inspire you.
Okay. Man. So for me, I guess I'd say my granddad. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like I grew up just like you guys or my dad, so I never really met him, and so he
yeah.
was the closest thing I had to a father figure in my life. So he just showed me how to what it looked like to be a man. Like he, took care of his business. He had his own home, his own vehicles. You know what I mean? And he graduated from college. He showed me that was possible. Because not
Mm,
too my family actually went and did that. He actually was able to retire and he's living comfortably now. He has some medical issues he's dealing with and stuff as he gets older, but he's able to live the life he wanted to live. And I always have these conversations with him now, like just talking about life and talk about the things he went through and things, the lessons he had to learn. He's like, I just want you to learn these lessons now so you don't have to learn them like I had to learn. You know what I mean? So you have to go through the same thing I went through to get to this point. So I'm just very appreciative of like having in my life, somebody I can call up, have like you said, have questions or have like concerns or anything, just to talk. Like, hey, Granny, how you doing? He always, interested in my life and encouraged me, things like that. So he definitely been an inspiration for me.
definitely. And I think that's just the thing. Like, when we're younger, like you really don't, you know, like you're grateful, but you don't realize how much, how grateful you are till you get older. So you actually become a man. When you turn 18, Trey, like you said earlier, when you actually become a man and life hits you with like, here you go. You want to be a man? Here's being a man. And just realizing like they really did those things, they really was able to balance those things out, and life wasn't, they didn't have, the opportunities that that we have, that we had, to go to college and do those things, but them being able to make something happen without even, having the same resources that we had. So I definitely applaud them for that. Extremely thankful for that. That gratitude piece is the biggest piece of life.
Oh yeah.
Man, no, like I like what you said. Like how you don't really understand how hard like your mom's work until you start being an adult. You got to pay bills for yourself. Like it's hard.
Oh
It's hard for
yeah.
me. I'm only trying to take care of myself and my daughters. One person. It's mad. My mom had 2 kids. Yo, come on, had 3 kids. And they was doing it. It shows how strong they are as people, as women. Like that's just crazy to think
Definitely. Yeah. So we got this last question right here. So we're gonna end on this last question right here. Here it goes. This question is called farewell / my legacy.
about.
And here it goes. If I die today, what would you want people to remember you as? So that's an internal question for you. If I die today, what do I want people to remember me as? I'm gonna give y'all some time to think about that one. That sounds like a Tupac song or something.
Oh man. No, I know for me, if I was actually told to my students yesterday, think about your legacy. And I listened to Eric Thomas video early this morning talking about defending your legacy and just
Yeah.
how you want people to be remembered. And I want to be remembered as a person that embodied what it meant to be Christ-like, a person that enjoyed life, a person that when I walked to the room lit up, a person that can change
Yeah.
a person's day. They can change a frown to a smile. A person known for loving people, encouraging them, and let them know anything's possible. A person known for giving you the shirt off my back. Just leading that like Trey said earlier, leading by example and understanding that, like you said earlier, being selfless. It's not about me; it's about Christ, and like you say, passing that legacy along, being a trailblazer. That
Mm-hmm.
when I leave, hopefully that I've had an impact in people's lives. That I want to be like Mike, not Michael Jordan, but Mike Thomas.
Like Mike.
I'm the
That was
original
like,
like
cool
Mike.
though.
Yeah,
That
like,
was
Calvin Cambridge, huh?
yeah. You
Bow
stole that
Wow.
from me. I'm the original like I'm the OG. But I mean, seriously, just a life that when people at my funeral they're gonna say, "Man, he enjoyed life."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I know that he's where he need to be.
Yeah.
I like that. I agree with everything you say, Mike. For me, mine's be pretty much similar. I want to be remembered as a person that lived life. got everything that God had planned for me like that. Was able to live out my dreams, and my passions, and help, like you said, help and inspire other people. But more importantly, that I stayed true to myself. I was authentic in myself. I didn't have to conform and change who I am to kind of fit
Yeah.
into society. I stayed true to myself, and I lived the life that I wanted to live, that I enjoy living. And that's the legacy I want to leave not only other people, but also my friends and family members. I want y'all to remember me as like somebody that was a leader that took life seriously, and then was dedicated to being the best man I could be each and every day.
Definitely. I mean, y'all both hit it on the T. Just going off what y'all said, like like you said, Mike. The first thing you said was, I want people to remember me as when I walk in the room, like they lighten up. They really get excited to see me. And they know that the impact that not only had in their life, but the impact that I've had in others' lives. And then I think for me, like what I want people to remember me as is just someone who taught them something that they could teach somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And being able to keep that going. So if that's someone who taught them how to be, how to be a man, someone who taught them how to be a good father, taught them how to be a great husband. That's why I want to be remembered as somebody who just inspired the next generation to do those things that truly matter. So that we can break those generational curses. We can change the lives of not only our lives, but also change the lives of others, so that they're able to have the things that we have and live the life that we live, and so that they don't have to live with the stress, the anxiety, the not knowing what's next in life, but instead they live with knowing what's next in life, not having to stress in life, and knowing that they're able to really just really change their life. That's realistic. It's possible. I want people to realize if I leave tomorrow, I want people to realize that the things in life are possible. Yeah. I got one more question too. I should have asked y'all I should have put this question before that question. This is the last thing because I think this question would be good, especially because me and Mike are 4 years apart, so I think this question would be perfect, right? It says, if you were sitting in the chair next to your younger self, what was one inspirational thing you would say to him?
I guess for me, man, if I could, sit down in the chair, kind of interview myself, I would definitely tell myself to keep going. Like that's kind of what I tell myself now. Keep going. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Don't stop moving. Don't stop. Like Mike said, having that perseverance just to keep going. Like no matter what, like life's gonna keep going. Life's not gonna stop. The world's not gonna end just because you having a bad day or having a hard time or whatever it may be. Like just keep going. Like it's gonna get better. Everything is temporary. Just because you had a bad time now in a bad place now doesn't mean that's gonna be that way forever. Keep going and keep progressing, and sooner or later it's gonna turn, it's gonna flip.
Mm-hmm.
That's how life is.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
I think mine would be believe. Like Trail said, believe it's gonna get better. Believe you can do it. Believe in yourself. In spite of everything that you may be currently looking at, as Trail said earlier, it's temporary. But just believe in yourself. Be confident. I developed confidence honestly till I got to college.
Yeah.
Before that, I was afraid.
Yeah.
Never really talked to nobody. Didn't have confidence. So be confident and believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Definitely. I definitely agree with what y'all just said. I definitely think though having that confidence and being able to really really tell your younger self that that things will get better. Believe, never stop, never stop going. And so for me, it's just I know it's about to sound real, like I don't know if it's cliche is the word to use, but I would just to my younger self, I would do affirmations. I know it sounds just real, basic, but I would just do affirmations, just telling my younger self, like, man, you're amazing, man, you strong, man, you powerful, man, you can really, you the future, you will do great things, and being able to say that to my younger self would make, because you said, like, earlier, Mike, like we all grew up without our fathers, not our fathers present in our lives, like we wanted them to be. But being able to say to our younger self, like being the fathers that we wish we had present in our lives, to be able to give those affirmations, so that we could have that confidence, not having that confidence in college, Mike, but we would have that confidence in elementary school, or confidence in middle school, or confidence in high school, and that it will even come to this point. We're like, bro, you so confident? Tom, is that cockiness or is it confidence? That's confidence. I had it since elementary school. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, man. But I definitely think this is a great topic that we, a great conversation that we had tonight. Is there anything else that y'all want to say for tonight?
No, I appreciate y'all having me on, man. Like I said, it was a privilege and an honor. So I look forward to hopefully, join you guys again whenever the opportunity presents itself. And I appreciate what y'all doing, man. It's good that we're able to come on here and just talk and be able just to share experiences of life, being able to open up one another, especially as Black men. We think mental health is a big thing, and I know a lot of us, including us on here tonight, we all facing different challenges and situations. And so, it's good to have a outlet that y'all provide for not only ourselves, but for other people to be able to watch and be able to hear about your experiences and being able to learn from you guys. So, thank you for the opportunity again.
No problem. Like, man, I'm just happy you want to join us, man. Like, I was, like I said, I was shocked when Julie told me. I was like, yeah, of course, have them on. Like, I'm thankful that you want to come and share your story, man, with us, man. And it was, you, like I said, you a powerful man. You a strong man, a God, man, a character. And, you somebody I aspire to be like as I get older, man. Like, just be the man that you are. Like, how consistent you are in your faith, man. Like, not too many people can do that, day in and day out, man. Have that consistent drive to follow God and be that man. So, yeah, just thank you, man, just for inspiring us.
Definitely, yeah. But thank you, like I said, you really inspired, Mike. You always been that example for for us. I remember in high school, like we knew if Mike was saying it, then it must be doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. If Mike's saying we can get better by doing this, we gonna do it. Exactly. If Mike tells us to do the get right, then we gonna do the get right. If we try to get some big on.
I need to get back on the get right now.
Yeah.
Now don't pass me.
Yeah. But like definitely, man, like I said, I really do appreciate you, Trell. Like I always tell you, like I appreciate you just, being that example, Mike, you that example. And that's what we need, more examples in this world. We need more examples of strong Black men who could really, make a difference in this world. There's so many black men out there who don't share that vulnerability or share those tough times in life, or even share those successes in life. In the way like this. But definitely being able to have this platform to do that. This is something that me and Trell, you said that we do it. We don't do it for the, we don't do it for the likes and subscribes and stuff like that on YouTube and all that. We do it for just, this is just who we are. This is we're authentic. We do this because it's real. These are conversations that we have, even if we're not on camera like this. So like we said, we're gonna kind of end it at this right here. For our listeners, make sure that you guys tune in to South Switch Podcast next week. We're gonna try to keep it going. This definitely, if you have any ideas of different topics that you're interested in, put inside the comments. Trell, do you want to tell them about the social media presence that we have now? You want to tell them about that real quick?
So we trying to venture out, man, because we've getting a lot of feedback from people that's been watching us, man, and tell us like, hey, y'all should kind of like spread the word a little bit, man. Like, bring more people into this, because like Mike said, more people need to see, people like us and like them talking about things like this, man, and making more normalized. So we definitely have Julie's working on that right now, coming up with an IG page, man, of just putting it out there and see what happens. So we'll see if y'all catch it, y'all see it, man. Give us a like, you know what I mean, and support the channel.
Yeah. So make sure you tell. We always say at the end of the podcast, make sure you tell your friends and tell their friends about the Silent Switch podcast. Actually, we got it, not Trell. Like I said, I made the other day. I think we got about 3 followers on that, but it's about just letting people see it. So just make sure you guys follow the Silent Switch podcast on Instagram. And make sure, you share this with somebody out there that you think this may help. And I said every single podcast, we hope that you have a great night, and we appreciate everything. Peace.
Appreciate y'all, man. See y'all.
Peace.